Good morning, the honorable debaters, ladies and gentlemen. Before we start the debate today, please set your cell phone to silent mode, especially for audience team. Please evaluate the best statement and rebuttal for each round of English debating. Welcome to the second round of English debating competition with the topic, Children under 14 should not be allowed on social media. On my right side is the affirmative team for this debate, with Wendy as the first speaker of Pro Team, Penny as the second speaker of Pro Team, Lillian as the third speaker of Pro Team. Then on my left side is the negative team for this debate, with Minnie as the first speaker of Con Team, Ashley as the second speaker of Con Team, Teria as the third speaker of Con Team. Now is the first speaker of Pro Team to make a statement for 2 minutes.
Okay, in my opinion, social media can create jealousy and anxiety. I will give a situation to explain my opinion. When you are not going out with your friend, just stay at home. You will turn on your phone and open the social media, and you may see your friends bought a new bag or new car, but you don't have nothing. You have nothing, and even a new phone. Your phone is years old. At this time, you may start wondering why he or she can live better than us. This is a term to explain this situation, which is called relative deprivation. Simply put, when you put your situation on a certain standard, you find yourself at a disadvantage and feel dissatisfied. As soon as you open social media, you will see a lot of other people's good life. And then you will start to feel anxious because you feel that you are living a worse life than others. Or you are jealous that because your peers have something that you don't have. So, students under 14 should not allow to use social media. Thank you.
Now the second speaker of the Con Team can prepare a rebuttal for 2 minutes. Now is the second speaker of content to make a 1-minute rebuttal.
Although your statement is convincing, but I don't agree with you. It doesn't relate to social media. It just related to personal relationships. If you had better relationship with them, you can go with them. You can go with them instead of stay at home. As your opinion, it was something related to positive attitude.
But if you don't want to go out, so you need to I think this is related to social media because people will use social media to show off, you know.
Now is the second speaker of Pro Kid team to make a statement for 2 minutes.
As your kids grow up, they will start asking new questions about themselves. For girls, this means going to work fashion trends and makeup, while for boys, deodorant and hair gel will suddenly become significant. Ironically, staying on track with trends is important to fit in. However, if the kids uses social media, these results will be different. On these sites, they won't just be influenced by kids around their age and in their circle of friends, but way beyond. They will feel pressure to keep up with worldwide trends. For a young mind that is in the developing stages of self-esteem, it can give them the impression that they won't ever be able to attain the same status, get the same things they think they will never be able to catch up. For example, when everyone agrees with viewpoint A, children under the age of 14 will follow the majority of people who accept viewpoint A. If they receive a non-mainstream viewpoint B at the same time, they will subconsciously reject it. This will lead to a decrease in the likelihood that they will receive new knowledge, resulting in the phenomenon of a fly in a well.
Now the third speaker of the content can prepare a rebuttal for 2 minutes. is the third speaker of content to make a 1-minute rebuttal.
You just said that we'll ask many questions, right? Therefore, if you use social media earlier, you can judge them immediately. Timely contact with the stratification is actually good for children under 14 years of age. Will have a more sense of belonging. And even if they don't use social media, they stay in school to meet students of similar age and get similar to the concept of the stratification. So I think it's good for students to use social media at a young age.
Now is the third speaker of protein to make a statement for 2 minutes.
The internet is a virtual world. Some unscrupulous business use fake websites to commit fraud to annoying consumers, such as setting up shopping or wholesale websites on the internet. They are empty shells. The fraudsters require consumers to pay in advance according to instructions. For example, ATM transfer or postal remittance immediately shut down the station and abscond, or consumer wait for the other party deliver goods without success. In a hypothetical situation, children will not be careful to distinguish the authenticity of a website. They will just spend money and buy what they want and like. And if they encounter a situation on the website where they need to transfer money without their parents' knowledge, they may steal their parents' credit card to settle the bill and then be defrauded. Thank you.
Now the first speaker of the content can prepare a rebuttal for 2 minutes. Now is the first speaker of content to make a 1-minute rebuttal.
just said that the child will spend money on internet. But first, our topic is social media, not the internet. And the second is, if they want to waste money, they can buy land on the physical store, and they will still waste money. And take the pocket money for example. Many people think childhood to give children pocket money can cultivate the content of the money. The same childhood content with social media cannot cultivate the content of time, but also the advance to know that what is dangerous. So if you use social media, you can know the points more earlier. And do you agree with me?
If we probably buy things on the social media, so it's not just on the internet.
Now, the first speaker of protein will make a 1-minute closing statement.
Years-old children are still underage, and we only cite 3 of the risks of social media, including jealousy and anxiety, internet fraud, and the echo chamber. The risks will cause children to follow influence. So, we support now allows 14-year-old children to use social media. Thank you.
Now is the first speaker of content to make a statement for 2 minutes.
And another important idea about whether to ban children from using social media under 14 is to broaden their horizons. And now that the world has become a global village, many things they can learn about through social media can be used to generate conversation with classmates. And now the technology is really advantageous. From a young age, they can know the things which are not good earlier than those who didn't use social media. And another point of view that school often do group report. If they don't separate it to discuss, the data will inevitably be different. It can also cut a lot of time and increase efficiency by doing side-by-side discussion and social media. Maybe you think they're easily to educate to the internet, but I take myself as an example. I've been exposed on Facebook since 6th grade, but I'm not educated to it because my dad made a rule that I could only use my phone for an hour a day, and I still do so. Through this example, I would like to say that if the parents make their kids a good management of using of time, it will not a bad consequence, and can also take the opportunity to teach them to manage time and develop good habits. Last but not least, children under 14 need to have more chance to get in touch with the society and even the world. Therefore, social media is a good choice. It can also raise their competitive. To sum up, I believe using social media is more harm than good. Thank you.
Now, the second speaker of the protein can prepare a rebuttal for 2 minutes. is the second speaker of Pro Team to make a 1-minute rebuttal.
So your opinion is broaden their horizon or about relationship? It's broaden their horizon. It is good to use social media to receive messages, but you may receive fake news. For example, in the 2020 US presidential election, Trump used Facebook and Twitter to spread fake news, which had a major impact on both the internet and his life. The spreading of fake news has been happening from the past to the present. But today it is the use of social media and the high frequency of their use that makes it better for people to use social media to receive new information compared to the past. And there are some free software that can filter the bad news, like the next filter. It can blacklist the fake website and so that children can be prevented from entering inappropriate websites or the fake news. I still didn't agree with your opinion.
Now is the second speaker of Content to make a statement for 2 minutes.
Human beings are social creatures. We need the companionship of others to thrive in life, and the strength of our connection has a huge impact on our mental health and happiness. Being socially connected to others can ease stress, anxiety, and depression, boost self-worth, provide comfort and joy, prevent loneliness, and even add years to your life. That is to say, making strong social connections can pose a serious risk to your mental and emotional health. The study has shown that people who use Twitter several times per day can lower on our stress than people who don't use these technologies. Another point I would like to talk about is making friends is easier on social media. Many people meet those who share similar interests, and sometimes they become best friends on social media. Moreover, many social media offer groups too. Social media allows you to really feel like you are part of a community. Groups are formed by groups of people because they all have something in common. Above is my statement. Thank you.
Now the third speaker of the Pro Team can prepare a rebuttal for 2 minutes. Now is the third speaker of Protein to make a 1-minute rebuttal.
Children cannot distinguish whether their friend is good or not, or bad. Although it is not a bad thing to make many friends, but too many relationships may cause an inner emptiness because the friends you make are not sincere, especially for those who are very good to their friends. Others may take advantage of the fact that he is good to his friends to deceive him, whether it is to lend money or do anything, as long as it is for the sake of friends. This, on the contrary, is internally harmful to him. So I can disagree with you.
But they don't know how many lonely and someone person.
Now is the third speaker of Content to make a statement for 2 minutes.
As we move into the information age, the social media will increasingly interfere with our life and get close to the children under 14. Whether children under 14 should be banned from using social media, we strongly believe that the pros of allowing children under 14 to use the social media outweigh the cons. Top companies like TSMC and ASE have an exceptional level of global competitiveness and are capable of attracting top talent with their company vision and benefit. But companies alone are not enough. Innovation and academic institutions are inextricably linked. Therefore, industry and government must work together to enhance innovation. Take the dual-track vocational education and training implemented in Germany, for example. This is a strategy worth referencing. In the 3-year apprenticeship program, students work 3 or 4 days per week in the enterprise, which enables them to understand the ecology of the industry early on and create an interest in research and development. In conclusion, I think it's good to let children get in touch with social media as early as possible because they can cultivate their interest in internet technology early so that Taiwan can have enough technological talents and enhance the country's competitiveness. Above is my statement. Thank you.
Now the first speaker of the Protein can prepare a rebuttal for 2 minutes. is the first speaker of Protein to make a 1-minute rebuttal.
In your opinion, that's quite true. But you see, social media can create innovation, but it is also something that limits imagination, like the stratosphere mentioned earlier. You think almost actually the same way as the people you see, and you don't get more innovative. Stephen Kotler defends the term no time as a type of extreme silence and self-emptying, blocking all the voice of the outside world. And Einstein implement no time to generate the most valuable inspiration during the empty time. So I don't agree, I disagree your opinion.
Okay, you said that the social media restrict the person information, but you don't know that social media have made
Now the first speaker of content will make a 1-minute closing statement.
According to the point of view we have made above, there are 6 main points to focus on: scientific and technology talent, personalized development, physical comfort, stress reduction, instant discuss, and broaden the horizons. In response to the modernization of this era, we can no longer have the previous idea, which should be changed in line with the change in time. Social media is meant to be good, but many people use it in the wrong way, as if we use the social media to find ambition related to official website and achieve the goal to personalized development. And you can also find the same interest to get physical comfort, and most importantly to achieve the purpose of the convenience goal report. Now it's easy to make a point because you're afraid you'll get achieved, but knowing the problem is easier to manage, isn't it? So we think the results of social media are more beneficial than harmful. Thank you.